Canon's imaging technology has a long history of supporting the ways we communicate, preserving and sharing unforgettable experiences, helping easily add beauty to daily life, making work convenient and efficient in the cloud era, and providing the performance and reliability that professionals depend on. With its advanced technologies, Canon is pursuing ever greater user-friendliness and aims to solidify its position as a leading company. And now, looking to the future, Canon is undergoing a grand strategic transformation, moving forward in its 4 new businesses. We all hope to enjoy happy and healthy lifestyles. In the growing medical field, Canon has expanded its operations by welcoming Canon Medical Systems into the group. This provides support for healthy living through such advancements as early detection of illnesses. The fast-growing field of network cameras plays a major part in maintaining safety and security. While leveraging its camera, network control, and imaging technologies, Canon has welcomed world leaders Axis and Milestone into the Canon Group. In doing so, Canon is increasing its industry presence by providing solutions for security as well as marketing applications. Canon is also concentrating on digital commercial printing, a high-growth area in the printing industry. Digital commercial printing enables small-lot print runs without the need for printing plates and can print individualized content for each copy. This has led to increased growth in the commercial printing industry, where offset printing has traditionally been favored. Canon is creating high-image quality, high-speed printers. Through digital commercial printing, Canon is greatly expanding possibilities for business. AI, IoT, big data. Semiconductors are essential for the development of technologies that advance society. Canon is manufacturing next-generation semiconductor devices while improving the manufacturing efficiency of current-gen devices. It also develops industrial equipment capable of manufacturing advanced OLED displays. What's more, Canon is creating new value through development of groundbreaking technologies needed for an IoT society. These technologies enable low-cost manufacture of high-performance semiconductor devices. Cutting-edge Canon R&D is creating competitive products. In addition to such imaging technologies as optical systems and image processing, Canon is innovating in the fields of electronics, fine chemicals, and industrial equipment for manufacturing. Canon is also promoting open innovation with leading research institutes around the world to create cutting-edge technologies. Canon's art of manufacturing is what makes it a trusted brand. Canon is developing a production system integrating design, procurement, industrial, and manufacturing technologies. Even as production becomes automated, Canon nurtures its craftspersons. Canon Takumi achieve micrometer-level precision, while Meisters possess advanced assembly skills and knowledge. By passing along skills and leveraging technology, Canon continues to pursue product quality and high-level manufacturing. Canon's sales network is expanding globally to deliver Canon products and services to customers around the world. In a rapidly changing global marketplace, Canon is pursuing omni-channel marketing that integrates online and conventional sales routes. Canon provides a wide range of solutions that are designed with customers in mind and are tailored to their needs. In 1988, the 51st anniversary of its founding, Canon adopted as its corporate philosophy Kyosei, meaning living and working together for the common good. Accordingly, Canon actively pursues a variety of environmentally friendly initiatives. For over a quarter century, Canon has been recycling used toner cartridges from its laser printers. Canon products are designed to facilitate recycling, reducing their impact on the environment. As part of its corporate social responsibility, Canon is also expanding its biodiversity programs around the world. To protect valuable cultural assets, Canon produces high-resolution facsimiles of valuable cultural assets for public display using its advanced technologies. Canon also continues to provide such wide-ranging cultural support activities as photography classes. Throughout its more than 80-year history, Canon has continuously pursued new challenges. Today, this pursuit has even led the company into space. Canon is respected around the world as a global company and will continue to evolve and play a valuable role in customers' lives.
مايك ولا الصوت واضح هيك؟ Voice clear or put mic better? What do you think? For recording. صح صح طيب. I'm not sure. I'm not sure to تبخر. No, no, sorry. I don't want you to fall. هيك تمام. الو الو هيك في صوت ولا هون احسن ها؟ حول منيح تمام هيك اشطح الجرافي وحط هيك كويس ها؟
فينا نحطه من هاي
لا ما بدك ما في مشكلة. هيك تمام الو 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 good test welcome everyone to AAB World and Canon PTZ workshop. So first of all, thank you for AAB World to give us this chance to meet you all here in one place. So I'm Amir Wawi. I'm Business Development Manager for Canon Middle East. I'm taking care of Pro Video, BTZ, Cinema, business in the Middle East, especially in Kuwait. First of all, we'll go through the direction and strategy of Canon. So I'll go this side. As a direction, and most of you know that we are focusing in content creation as influencers, social media, and cinema, independent film, music video. As you know, we have cinema line, we have ENG line, and as a content creation, we are giving big focus for this because it's now the new flow of the market. But we're not missing cinema, ENG, business corporates regarding printers, and documentary for wedding and event vertical. We'll go through quickly within ISB products. We are named it in Canon ISB. ISB mean everything but not photo. So we have the first line of our product is, as you know, the cinema line products. We have C700, this is the full frame high-end camera. We have the C500 Mark II. This is the latest camera we have for now for cinema and production. It can be work with production houses, with TV stations. We have a lot of Hollywood and Bollywood series and movies shot by C500 as a full frame camera. Then we release C300 Mark III. We have Mark II and Mark I. So the latest one we have Mark III. It's very close to 500, but the difference is Super 35 camera as a 300. Full frame is the 500. It's really a flexible camera because you can change the mount from EF mount to BL with only screws removing and put the new mount with it. Then we have C200. It's HD camera, but we have a good project with it, especially in Iraq TV stations that upgrading from SD to HD. That's limited budget for them. And as you know, we newly released R5C and C70 camera. R5C is, as you know, it's hybrid camera. Can have R5 photo as quality, and C70 as a video camera. So it's combining between C70 and R5 camera together in one camera. So this is the first camera in the market have the hybrid mode, combining between video camera and photo camera. Then we go to the ENG line. The top line is we have 605 that we have here for now. So the good thing is this, the XC protocol. XC protocol, you can connect it with the BTZ setup together, and you can control it with one controller with BTZ together. It has 12G SDI that you have 4K output with it. It can record on SD cards instead of others expensive cards. So, and a lot of features like stabilization and the 3 rings for focus, zoom, and iris as well. Then we have the new release entry model and mid range, like 70, XA70, XA75, 60B, that coming without handle to save the cost for the customer. They don't need the handle. Then we have XA65. So 60B, it's same exactly as 65, but without the handle. Yeah. Then we go to the lenses line. This is very important for most of production TV station companies. We have prime lenses that I think most of you know it. It's EF prime lenses with 4K high-end quality. Then we released recently Sumiri lenses. Sumiri lenses, it's high-end, coming with BL mount, and it can be fit with any other brand also cameras. So we have here also demo units if anyone like to try it in life, they can try to see the output. Then we have also zoom lenses, 4K zoom lenses. As you know, we have broadcast lenses with B4 mount, and we have the cinema zoom with EF mount as well. It can be fit on the C500, 300, etc. Then finally, this is our topic now today for this workshop, the line of the new PTZ camera. This is the recently released by Canon because we see the success of ENG and the cinema line that we have in additional with photo cameras that we have. So we decide to release new products to focus on the new wave of working that we are seeing. It's the PTZ cameras. Why we are focusing now on PTZ? Because everyone now going to save the cost without using to limitation the cameraman in the market, etc. So you can one man show can control multiple cameras with one controller. So you can install up to 20, 30 cameras using with one controller for indoor products. Today agenda will go through training objectives with our PTZ expert Ram Manoj. Just say hi to everyone. He will go through with you about the different type of cameras and models. Then we'll have model deep dive, step up chart, workflow setup, vertical application with third-party solution. Now I give it to Ram. You are the right person now to to continue after me. Thank you all. Welcome to today's event. Thank you. So it's an interaction event. Anyone need to ask question anytime. Just raise your hand and ask directly to Ram. Yeah, we are happy to ask.
Yes, sir. Hello, hello, hello. Hello? Hello? It's coming, right? Yeah. So, Ready? Okay. So this, if I make it, it will be smaller. Resolution, Mac and the Windows. So I need to do the settings again. So good evening. My name is Ram, and I am a user first, and then I'm also a technical consultant. Plus, I do workshops and training for PTZ and other cinema US trained cameras for Canon. So today, like what we are, the main objective is that we are going to talk about the PTZ camera. Mainly, our focus will be on the PTZ camera, how it can be used, advantages like over the other brands, plus like various setups, like how you need to set it up, what are the right equipments and the right way of rigging it up for different kinds of production needs, depending upon your budget and depending upon your needs, basically. Okay, so this will be like I'll just go through the lineup first, then I'll give you the about what is the advantage of the Canon, then benefits, positioning, then how you can integrate with third-party solutions, like then a couple of we can do a live demo also, like if anybody want to know more about that. And the main thing is that it's not me putting a presentation. I want, like, it can be more on an interactive thing. You can ask questions in between. If you're not following, you can ask me those things. So let's make it more interactive rather than just listening only to me, okay? So to start with, like Canon has got right now like 5 cameras in the PTZ range. That is, like, to start with, we have CRN 300, then we have CRN 500, CRN 700, and for outdoor we have CRX 300 and 500 CRX series. So the difference is that the CRX series is designed for outdoor, so it has got that weather sealing and all those things, so that like you can just leave it outside and then forget it about the camera. And but the feature wise, most of them are same. Only like the more for the, it is more in a, made in a rugged way for the outdoor thing. Okay, so when it comes to the first camera, I'll just first take into your different brands and then we will get into that. So the first one we are talking about the CRN 300. The CRN 300, if you are familiar with the ANG camera, the XA, the 45 series cameras, like it is actually the same camera in a PTZ body. So you get the same image quality, you get almost all the same functions of that camera, but like you have that added PTZ function on that. So when this comes, like the CRN, it is like a 1/2.3 sensor. It's a full 4K camera, and you have a 20x zoom range for this, since it is a smaller sensor. Then you have IP streaming, then it is like you have all HDMI, all support for that. And the main highlight of the Canon camera is that like it supports the XC protocol for the other cameras. Plus you have something called, are you familiar with the 3D? Anyone? See, 3D is the protocol what you use for remote video production, in the sense like have you seen the virtual video productions? If you want to have instead of a chroma, you can put a big LED, or you can use Unreal Engine, all those things where you need the camera lens data and the motion, the camera, the movement, the data need to be transferred into the virtual production setup in order to composite it properly. So this is like inbuilt in the camera, and it supports, like that is one thing from other brand what makes Canon different in that aspect. And then default it comes with NDI HX. You don't need to buy any license for that. It has got an NDI feature to this, and you can even do a SRT if you want to send it remote. Like if you are on the network, if you're connected, I can send the feed to another country or another continent, and they can use that feed over there easily. And then all this camera are PoE plus. You know what is a PoE? Like like I can power over an Ethernet cable. Okay, so when it comes to Canon CRN 300, CRN 500, it's PoE plus. When it comes to the CRX 300, it is PoE++, okay? And the 500, you need physical, I mean the normal power thing you need to put for the CRX 500, but CRN 700 is again PoE++, other brand, okay? So that is the feature, like, you know, about, like, just to give you an overview of CRN 300 camera. Then when we go to the outdoor one, it is same that camera, but it has got an additional feature is that it has got 6G SDI. So this is like a 3G one plus PoE++. Since it need more power, it is for an outdoor thing, so that it is made in that model, but all the features are same for that. Then comes to the 500 series. The 500 is basically our XA camera. I mean the XA series, the 1-inch cameras, you have seen that, the 75, the new one which they have launched, the upgraded version. So basically it is the 1-inch sensor, so the sensor is bigger. So what it gives it, like, more low light performance is much better than the other one. So it is like as any NG camera. So you get that more shallow depth of field with this camera. And it has got a dual pixel autofocus like what we have in our mirrorless cameras. Then it has got the Genlock, that is more for the high-end production, which you can mix it with the ENG camera or other cameras, like the other series of cameras, like from the Canon. Then it has got log feature. So you can match it with another C300, C200 or the cinema lineup, or with an XF ENG cameras with this. And it supports the 3D, you have SRT, then again it comes with NDI. And another major feature, it has got 2 XLR inputs, audio input. You can directly feed audio into this. That is, in most of the other brands, you won't see an audio input feature for the cameras. Here we have 2 audio inputs for that. And again, the 500, CRN 500 and 300 is a PoE plus camera. Actually, this camera inside the PTZ format, sorry. Then we get into the 700 one. So 700 is actually this camera, XF605 with 1-inch sensor, but it has got a couple of additional features because it has got a AI based auto tracking and auto loop feature, plus the autofocus is more robust in this camera, plus you have an IR if you are using it for any, like a security purpose, like it has got an infrared mode, so in pitch dark you will get the feed. So some people use it even for wildlife, like, you know, track animals and all, they use this as well, other than for security. And again, it has got this feature. This is like when you are using it in HD, when you are using this camera in HD, basically you can get, you can get 2 outputs from this camera, like you are getting from 2 cameras. When in HD mode, it has got 2 SDI output. So I can make multiple frames and I will get 2 output from the camera, so that it will mimic like a 2 camera setup in the HD mode. Okay. Plus it has got that 2 audio inputs like the other camera. And then the main advantage of this camera, it has got auto loop and auto tracking. Auto tracking is that it will automatically track the subject. There will be physical camera movement with the pan and tilt in this. This camera will only track in the frame, the camera mode, pan and tilt. It will be inside the frame, it will automatically track the 500. 700 has got this auto tracking AI based plus auto loop function in that. Plus it will mimic like a 2 camera if you are in an HD mode. Okay. So that is the main advantage of this camera. Plus this camera has got a 12G 4K output, which is 60 frames. It outputs 4K 60 frames. This is only 4K 25 frames. Okay, and that too only on HDMI. On SDI you get 3G. Okay, So that is the difference between this camera. And just to give you an connectivity options and the comparison with our brands. So you can see that 300, 500 and 700 one. So these cameras can be controlled using this Canon camera controller. It is called this RCIP 100. So it is like made for Canon PTZ cameras, and it can also control our XF605, C300, C70, C500, those cameras, which supports with the new firmware update. Okay. So what in these cameras, what it does is that you can control the zoom in, zoom out feature. You get all the camera controls, like you can put all your settings in this camera because it's not a pan and tilt, not a PTZ camera. So the advantage is that you can use it with the same control. You can use this cameras. And another option is that Canon comes with very easy to use two software applications. One is to find the camera IP. So it is something called camera search tool. And then you have another application where you can control the camera. So you get all the features of the controller on the software as well. And the main advantage of Canon camera is that Canon is very user friendly when it comes to the menus, and then when you go to the web UI, it is very easy. A person can learn in an hour's time, he can master in that. All the settings, and you can easily work on that. It is not at all complicated, it's very straightforward. Okay. So then coming to all this, like the remote camera, this is the application, I'll come to that. Before that, I want to know, like, what do you think about PTZ camera? What is the advantage? Can you just tell me? What is the advantages of using a PTZ camera? Why should somebody use a PTZ camera?
Control from one place. Control from one place.
Yes. Then?
Eliminate less separate. Eliminate two options.
Okay. So,
One person can control it.
okay, then? Any?
Less stuff. Only one.
Okay, then?
No profile positions or corners a cameraman cannot see.
So, okay.
Have the camera
Yeah.
in place where no one is.
So when it comes to the PTZ camera, the main thing what I want to tell you is that one is cost effective. Cost effective in the sense, as you said, like you need one camera operator and one switcher. I can use multiple camera and I can easily manage the entire production with two people. If it's super efficient, one person is enough. Okay. So one is cost effective. And second one is, it's very easy to rig it up in the sense like you can put it on top, like where other cameras can't be mounted, and it can be like it can take to that places, plus remote controlling options. Okay, so you can easily control the camera by remotely, like with the IP settings. And another main advantage with these cameras are, like, see, I can mimic the same motion, because if you are physically moving a camera, like if you are just panning, you're tilting up, because it won't be the same. So here it is like, if I make like one movement, if I save it, I can automate, like so how much ever time I want, I can use that. So it is very easy for compositing. Like if you want to do a higher end production kind of a thing, like it will work for compositing kind of thing, you can use this camera. So that is where all this 3D, all the virtual production thing comes in with your production. So that it is very easy that you get that precise same movement, same speed, same positioning, everything. Okay. And another thing is that one PTZ camera can mimic like multiple camera. How? Presets. So with presets, one camera can be used as a multi-camera thing, because there is no human error. It won't hunt for focus. It won't hunt for the position, nothing. Like you put your position, you call it, it's bang on. So it's like you're switching it. So it's very cost-effective solution. And when it comes to Canon, the main thing about the Canon is that the autofocus system is like one of the robust autofocus system in the market. How it is? See, it is very, very smooth. The transition is very smooth. See, like in the some like the other cameras, what will happen? Either it will be very quick, it will snap to focus, or there will be a focus hunting. Like it will just have it will hunt for the focus and then it will catch on the focus. Canon, it is very smooth. And another thing is for Canon is that the motor for the pan and tilt is very, very smooth. Okay, so it's very smooth, like you won't find any kind of a jerky movement, or like there is no problem with the movement. And all this camera are equipped with physical, mechanical ND. So you get 6 stops of ND filter, which is mechanical. It's all inbuilt in the camera. So you can easily match it with other cameras. And
Only 700 or
all the cameras, you have ND filters in that. Okay? So that is one main, thing of the Canon. Plus, the Canon, the color science, it's really good. And plus this auto tracking feature for the and why I say that, because the other cameras you need to have another laptop or another system to operate this. There are like other cameras where you get this auto tracking, the feature. But the Canon, it is like inbuilt in that. It is inside the camera, so I'm not putting it from the software. Right? Like it's installed inside the camera. And another main thing is that the Mac compatibility for this. This is the only camera which can work on a Mac system. You don't need a Windows system, because most of the other PTZ camera, in order to operate, you need to have a Windows-based system. Because like most of the high-end production, like when you are in the market, you will be using a Mac. You won't be carrying a Windows system. So everything, like all your softwares and most of the thing, you will be working on the Mac. So Canon, it works very well with Mac OS, and it's compatible with all the the Mac systems in the market right now, including the M1 series. So that is the one thing which I want to. One second. So any question or anything like from your side you want to ask, like before I get into the next. So this is what I basically spoke now. What are the advantages? I'm sorry, a little. So ease of use, it's cost effective. Then the color science, autofocus with face tracking, because all this camera has face tracking. This one has auto tracking in the sense like the camera will move physically. This one will move inside the frame. The camera won't move it. And then like the web UI is like a very easy to use it, because you can call it from any web browser, basically putting the IP. And the ultra smooth pan and tilt operation, you have the 3D virtual support, and I said NDI HX support is default. It's inside the camera. You don't need to buy any separate license, or you don't need to do anything for that. It is there. Then fully supported on Mac operating system. Third-party integration is there. Third-party integration is like if you are a software developer, you can write your own software and you can incorporate with the camera. Plus, have you heard about array mics from Sennheiser for corporates, like for hospitals or meeting rooms, like training rooms, the ceiling mics. So you can easily, the advantage of that mic is that you don't need to have multiple mics. You just put one mic on the ceiling and the mic will pick according to the person who's talking. So you can integrate that with the Canon camera. So what will happen is that the camera will automatically follow the person, speaker. So that is the software integration which you need to integrate. So what I'm trying to say is that third-party software is easily, you can integrate it with this camera according to you can customize it. Okay. So that is the thing. And then I spoke about this. This is the only unique feature for this camera.
what's the auto looping?
Auto looping is what happens is like, see, you have multiple presets for the camera. So I can either one time I can go like preset 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or else I can put it in a loop. So what will happen is, I see, suppose I'm shooting an interview for a television studio. There are like 4 people are sitting it. I can put this camera as my B camera. So I can put a small zoom in, zoom out motion, or like I can put a camera motion, like, you know, so that will give you more a cinematic look, and it will give you a high value production. So in order to do that, either you need to have, you know, physically do it, like it won't be that great, or like one person has to work on it. Now here, you just put the preset, you just leave it, you forget it. You can work on the other camera, it will do as, automatically it will do that. 500 won't have that feature. 500, there is something called a tracing, auto trace. That is like one movement, one point A to point B, it will move that. Here it is like it will be multiple shots, the looping. You understood that? Here one motion you can put it. Here it is multiple, like it could be a full shot, a mid shot, and a tight close up. So it will repeat that on that. Okay. So that is the difference between them. It will take that. This camera will also, one movement it will take. Yeah, one point A to point B, it will work. Here it is different shot sizes, different presets it will follow. Here one preset it will be in the loop. Here multiple presets you can put it in the loop. Okay, so up to 4 presets, like you can just put in this auto tracking. Okay, any question or anything? Feeling sleepy? Because I can then. So, like you can ask me any questions, like, you know, before I get into that. Please ask anything. Sorry? Yeah. You're talking about the firmware? Yeah, I will show you how to do that, like, you know, how you want to put it. And I just want to tell you, like, you know, where you want to, like these cameras are positioned at different levels, basically. In the sense, like, you know, when I talk about these cameras, where can you use this like, see, the 300 cameras are like more of a entry level cameras. Where you can position it? Can you tell me? From your side, like.
The application,
yeah, I'm telling, like, what is.
For the audience.
Yeah, I'm asking you, like, you know.
Your position for the audience.
Yeah, this positioning in the sense, see, this camera is really good for, you know, you might have now a lot of corporates are there for meetings, trainings, like hospitals, you know, big MNCs, like all the companies, they have this training rooms, like they want to do it, Zoom meeting, team meeting, WebEx, and all those things are there. They're doing it. So it is really good for that. So you get that really good quality, and it's all, you can work with like Microsoft Teams and Zoom. Plus this is an NDI, so the advantage is that on the network it works very well, and I can access, I can put all those things in all those softwares, and it works perfect on that. Okay, and the second thing what I want to tell is that these cameras, you know, have you heard about podcasting? Now it's a big thing, like, you know, people are. So this is a really good camera. Put one camera, you're bang on. Instead of multiple cameras, you can use it with one camera. So put the preset, you can call it, it will look like a high-end production with multiple camera output. So if you set it properly, okay. Then the third one is, like, you know, you can put it, match it with other cameras also. If I'm having 2 of this and 500, like, I can use it as a B or a C camera with that. So the 700 is for like high-end television studios, like high-end production, so it has got more features. So 500, you can use it for high-end production also, you can use it for lower end also. Okay, so it like you have a wide range of application with these cameras. So that is the main thing, and it's all are on NDI based, like you can use it NDI based video production. The only thing what you need to do is you need to update your firmware for that, and all your system need to be installed with NDI 5 from the new tech. You might have heard about this NDI tools. You need to install that on all the systems. Now they are running 5.6, but you need to have at least 5 or above to get proper NDI workflow. So many people might be having this problem with, the video, the quality is not there, like, it is not playing properly, you are not getting the output. That is one of the reason for that. Then we talked about, we spoke about all these aspects, and I think I have covered this NDI. See what I spoke about, the ND filters. So you have this proper up to 64, that is like you get six stops, and just to show you, like, the comparison of when you see how I'll play it again for you. See, when it is not lit properly, it's on a low light scenario, so you get that focus thing in the see, if you are on a contrast based, like a normal autofocus system, you see the difference? So this is like just to give you an overview what we are talking about, the Canon ones. And this is like all our, for the CRN 700 you have this like how you are getting on a R5C or all the C70, the cameras, we have that same autofocusing system on this camera. And even one option is here, I can select whom to focus. If there are 3 people in that, I can like just tell the camera to track 700. You can just suggest the camera to track that person. Okay. So then these are all the these all cameras, because there, see, many people are back. Up. Next one, this one? Yeah. This one, if you're familiar with the eye tracking and this thing, the object, if you're familiar with the R5C and C70, you can see the same thing in those cameras. The tracking, the autofocus. Same. So that is a different options you can see. This is for C700, okay? The CRN 700 one. So that is the reason, it has got more advanced. This is more advanced camera with more advanced features. Okay. Then any shall we move to the next one? Okay. So now, talking about the NDI workflow. If you want to use NDI HX, see, NDI HX good, like if somebody is only doing mainly streaming, okay, so you can use the NDI for your streaming, and you can, if you want to record the high end, you can use your existing system to record from the SDI output for the higher end. If you want to record it, you can use in that. Simultaneously, because these cameras can simultaneously output HDMI, SDI, and NDI. Okay, so it works simultaneously. The only difference is that this is 4K 60 frames, the other like 4K 25 frames, the other two. Okay, so this goes with all high-end camera. You can use in the log feature, you can use the C-Log 3. It is like in this camera, and it works with any R5C, C70, C300 Mark II, Mark III, 500 or XF 605 cameras.
Approximately, what's the difference in price for
Price, I am completely clueless. Price, he will be able to tell you the right price for that. Ame will be able 700 and 500.
300 is 999, 500 is 1790, sorry, 500 is 1790, and 700, give me a minute.
So I was talking about the 3D thing. So 3D is for this kind of production, where I need the lens data and how far my camera is moving, from left to right, where is zoom. So zero density is one, because Unreal Engine, these are two are very popular in the market. Like for a new studio, like you can see that, it give you that XR kind of, and VR production, you can use this one. So this camera is equipped with that. You can just need to connect it on the network, just take that tracking data, put that camera, like the software thing, like it's ready, it's there on that. So it really works well with all these productions and high-end production, like it's using it. And a couple of days back, we were at CNN in Dubai, Abu Dhabi. They were using this like on an NDI-based production. They are using our cameras for production.
700 is 2,909.
Okay.
For live production, is there any delay?
If it's a delay, you cannot work, right? It's in the news. See, why did the delay comes in? The delay comes in, it's because of our workflow. So when you're using on a network, the first thing, what kind of cables are you using? Cat6. But you know that in Cat6 you have different types of cables. Okay, so the first thing, if you are using any audio video thing, first thing you need to do is that you need to make sure that it's a Cat6 copper shielded cable. Okay, so you need to make sure that it's a copper shielded Cat6 cable. It can be a Cat6, Cat6A, Cat7, Cat8, any of those cables, but it should be copper shielded one. That's the first thing. Second one is your network switcher. So 90% of us, because this recently launched a year before that we were using normal switcher, which is meant for data, not for audio and video. So in order to get that full bandwidth and without any quality loss, seamless working of any audio and video over IP, you need to have a network switcher from Netgear. It's called AV line, because there is no competitor for that brand as of now. So there's a Netgear AV line switcher is needed. And how will you select the ports? Because you need to know how many devices are there on your network. Because like PoE plus, what happens is that it shares because you are using one cable for audio, video and power. So the power will be divided among the devices connected on the network. So you need to choose the network switcher according to the number of devices you are planning to put on the network. So if you are more like, if you are planning to 5 or 6 devices, it's always better to go more than 10 or 12 ports, because you never know like what you want to put it on there. And another advantage, see what is the major advantage of an NDI workflow? Why people? Because NDI is evolving, because like every month they are getting much better. Why? What is the advantage now?
Less cables.
Sorry?
Or the advantage of the NDI, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, less cables, only one cable.
One cable. And another thing is that I can route my video wherever I want through the network. Okay, so it's less cabling, it's very easy. What you need to have a really good system to work with. So my suggestion would be, if you are on a Mac, on the newer Apple Silicon series, always go for anything about 24 GB or above. Because I have personally tested on a Mini, Mac M1 Mini. It works if you have like around 24 GB RAM. So you don't have any problem with that. On Windows, if you are at least you need to have an Alienware kind of a gaming laptop, or you need to custom build it with the best graphic cards available in the market for the window. Okay, so with one PC, with one camera, I can do I can start a production with that, and then you can build it up. Because like the other advantage of an NDI is that it is more on a software based. So it is like, the upgrade is coming, like, you can just update it. So while updating, you get more feature. It is not like a hardware only. It doesn't depend only on the hardware. So you get more updates, and it works perfect. Plus NDI 5 is a free thing. You don't need to pay anything for that. So NewTek has put it like as a free version, so anybody can download it, use it in their system. As of now, it's free. I don't know, like more and more people are accessing. Maybe they may put some license fee later, but they are charging license fee if you want to buy it. For other brands, you have to buy an NDI license. So it's a separate buy for the camera. So it works. It's already tested, it's already working with this, like many productions are using this one. So it is just not for only for the presentation, it's not, because actually they are using it. Zero Density is using it. Day before yesterday also we did one demo with this. And so basically for NDI, the main thing is the cabling and the network switch. And why this? Again, many people will, because people are scared of NDI because of your IP conflict, not connecting it. If you switch off it, you don't connect it. So if you use this one, that is, I will show you, I will switch off, I will remove every camera, I will see that within 10 minutes I can connect it like how you are connecting your normal SDI or a HDMI cable. So it's, once you set it up, forget it. You can work as normal system. Okay? So quality wise, I said, if you are looking for recorded and if you want to put more or play around with grading and all those things, it is better you can record with your traditional existing systems on an SDI cable, put it on your normal system, record it and you play it. But if you are correcting all the colors and everything, you are matching it live, and if you are using for a live streaming, you can use it with an NDI HX with the setup. So that is the thing. And any questions? And like all this camera has got something called a tally light. So if you're doing an interview or if you're doing a production, so it's very easy for the talent to see where to look, which camera is on. So they don't have confusion if 2-3 cameras are there, like where to look, where is my, like, so tally light really helps for that, which camera is on for that. So all this camera is equipped with that. Okay.
So the tally is connected to the switcher or the mixer?
The tally is from the switcher, because like I'm calling the camera from the switcher,
Oh, okay.
not from the mixer.
No, but all of the pictures are on the mixer. So
No, again, if it's on the mixer, you need to call the camera, right?
yeah.
Because like if I'm calling the camera, because the PTZ camera, I have to call the camera, and with the preset is there.
Yeah.
So when I called it only, it will show in the mixer. If you have 5 cameras connected, if I'm calling camera A, it will show that camera is on. Okay. So I don't think like. So I'll look, this is from the switcher. If I'm doing it, calling it from my switcher, like, I mean with this, it will. So that is the thing, and this is what I spoke about, the C-Log stuff, and it's very familiar because it's as, if you're familiar with the mirrorless camera, it is same as like, you have that view assist and all those things for that. And this one come handy because like if I'm having other brand cameras and I want to match the color thing, you can make your custom settings with all the black levels and all those things. You can just match, you can use a monitor like this and you can match the other camera look to either this camera to that or that camera to this. So you can put it your custom setting with this, okay? And again, this supports all that BT 2020 because all Rec 709, all those things. I'm not getting in the theoretical part of it. So the reason is that it can match it with the higher end cameras, the C300 Mark II, Mark III, C500, all those cameras. I can match this camera, okay? This is what I was telling about the two outputs in HD when I am taking it. You see this, the same, it is in the, like I have this one frame over here, that is here, and this is the wide frame. So, two SDI out, but this will work only in the HD mode, not in the 4K. Since it is in HD, because you know that HD is 4 times for a 4K thing. So without any quality loss, you can do this. So if you're having only one camera, like if you have 2 cameras, it will work as a 3 camera, so that you get one wide frame if you're using this, and you can put the other crop.
In 4K and the crop would be HD.
No, you cannot do it with 4K capture. You cannot do a 4K capture in that. 4K you will get only one frame. If you're in HD mode. Okay? Any? Okay.
From where you will take both signals?
It has got 2 SDI out.
Physically, it has
Yes, that is, it has got a 3G SDI and a 12G SDI. So you connect 2 HDMI cables into your video switcher and take the output from that.
How
So
do you change the position of the crop?
even the software, I'll show you. Like you can just mark it. Is like just select it and you can just mark it. Like you can just move it. It's like from the software you have to do it. You see, what I was the same thing. One will from 3G and this will go from the or any like so. And again, I have all these monitoring tools in the CRN 700, like focus peaking, like if you want to. So these are like more of a higher end production camera, which you can use it for your television soap, serial, or you want to like even in the movies you can use it because like you have a C-Log 3 feature in that. How it is handy is that like in some places I want the same movement. You might have seen that the same person sitting it in different position in a room. And in video, how will you create it? In order to, if you want to composite and create it, you need to get that same motion every time. So I can overlap and I can do it. Manually, if I'm doing it, it is impossible to do that. So I can use this auto tracking and auto loop function in that, and then I send the camera and I get the same stuff, and you can create like visually stunning stuff with this, very easy, without any higher end equipments. Like you don't need to have for a small thing, you don't need to hire a bolt for doing that. You can use that smaller thing with this camera. So this is the difference. Like with the advanced, if you're using it in full HD, you get up to 30x without any quality loss because it is in HD. For 4K, you get 15x. The reason is that it is a bigger sensor. So like if you more zoom it, in order to get that stabilized as proper thing, 15x is the standard thing. Okay, in like 30x, because like I said, you want without any quality loss, you can go up to 30x that. And whenever rigging the PTZ camera is supposed to rig it, it's not that you put like behind and then you No, the PTZ camera, you need to rig it like, it's mostly it's not even on a tripod. You can put the trusses like, how it is there on that. You just put that. And for small studios, we have something called a vary pole. I don't know, I think it's there on there. Like, you can just put one pole from the top ceiling to down. You can fix the camera there, and even you can put the light over on the same thing. So that looking at what you want to shoot, you can actually do that. It's not you put behind and then you put the entire zoom range and then you work. That is not the right way to work with right way to rig the camera. So it's always better to put it on a truss so that like you get that right height, the right position, and you get all those zoom ranges, and even it will look nice because like the lighting will be perfect for you. Even for small events and or the bigger events or television studios, that is the right way to rig this camera. Okay, so then this is that night mode I was talking about. Pitch black, infrared is there for 700. Then, sorry.
This infrared IR,
Huh?
it's black and white.
It will be black and white because it's dark.
See in the full dark. And you can just
So if anybody,
even the X6 or 5 have the same.
I think most of our ENG cameras have that IR feed. Even at the XA series, couple of things has that. Yeah. So that is even if you're pitching it for for some security thing, like because like they can use it. They can hide this camera and they can get that feed, and even it can remotely transmit if you connect it with that. So for security application also you can use this camera. Only thing is that it is not that weather sealed like the RX series. So you need to be a little careful like how you are fixing the camera. Okay, I spoke about this. This is our portfolio. This is the same thing which I spoke, all the features for 700, 500, 300, X300. Then any questions you can ask, like this is what I was talking about, the third party softwares like now. So like if somebody is already invested in some other camera control from Skahoy or any other brand, it will work with that as well if you are adding a new camera to that. Okay, so and Dante is also like if you are like NDI video for the audio, it is called Dante, so it is also supported, and this switcher is made for that. So it is very easy for you to send audio and video over the IP for even for remote for any kind of production. Okay, so the tracking and the other functions I will see you can actually third party tracking softwares are from other companies also. For your specialized, if you have special needs, you can create and you can incorporate with the camera, as I said before. So this is the one which I spoke about, the array mic with the Sennheiser. So it will do that full integration with the Sennheiser array mics, which you can put it on the ceiling. Very good solution for government, corporate, hospitals, those kind education systems. Like if you are into like universities, colleges, schools, really good, because they don't have time to change the mic, and the teacher or the doctor cannot go there. So what they do is that they put it on the ceiling, but only thing is that it is integrator's job, like they have to measure it, they have to place everything properly, and then they have to assign it. So it is like a one-time configuring thing, and after that it works perfect for that. Okay, and the room also need to be soundproof, so there should not be more of echoes and all those things. So if you're building it, like it's really good for corporate companies, government offices, hospitals, and all those things. Okay, and this is the tracking thing, how we configure it. So that is the basic overview of our sorry,
All of this is basic.
I mean for I mean, like, to give you a basic, because there is a lot of like, you know, I can dive detail into that because I can keep on talking on that.
This is the academic
Yeah.
session. Then we can now go to the hands-on. We can try.
So what I will show you is that I will show you my, I mean, I will remove it and I want to show you how fast I can, if you are on a proper NDI based thing. The first thing what you need to do, all the cameras need to be updated to the latest firmware. Camera and the camera controller need to be updated. And all your system need to have NDI 5 installed. So that is the main thing. And I want to show you how to update the firmware, but like you need to update it very carefully. If you don't do it properly, it will brick your camera. So that is the reason, like, you know, I can show you, but you need to do it with utmost care. But don't complain AAB after that, like I have taught you like how to do it, and then like, because you need to take very careful. But I would always recommend get it from the right person so that he will update and give you, it's in the safe hands basically. Or else, like, if you are familiar, you can do it. That's not a big deal, because like if some error comes in and if you don't do it properly, it will brick. It's not only for Canon, all the brands, like all the cameras, if you don't do it properly, it will brick your camera. Okay, so that is one thing which I need to, like, I want to tell you. So any questions before we get into our practical, I mean, like, you know, hands-on thing? I think everybody is.
We want to compare them to SDI and NDI.
See, it is like, you know, it is like.
No, I mean visually.
Visually, I will show you. Like I'll put it. You see why this monitor is kept here. It is because like this is where you get the right color and the right information. So when you are judging any camera, yeah, on a television, it won't be on the right color, especially this kind of setup. Yeah. Okay, so I thought like you were asking something too. So
we have here two setup actually. We connect CRN 700 with 500 together in one controller, and we connect 605 with
300.
CRN 300 there in Sealy in another controller. So you have
NDI?
Ram's NDI or
No, this camera, this all are NDI. This camera is not NDI. Because this camera, right, as of now, the feature is only for controlling the camera, the zoom and the zoom feature, plus the camera settings you can access from the controller. It is, you can make this NDI, that is where you get this converter comes in. So I can convert any existing camera into my NDI workflow. Because why this is, why I'm showing this, you might have already, bought these kind of cameras, and you are going to buy the new NDI based cameras. So what you can, your old cameras you can use with the newer cameras, so that like you don't need to be like, you know, I have invested so much money and then like suddenly it's all NDI. So you can bring this camera into an NDI workflow. Okay, and this is like one which I like, is the small tool. This is what I like. If you want to put any video on the network into any display, HDMI display, you can use this small device from Murdoch. Like, you know, why I showed is it is the cheap and the best option right now. It's very affordable. So you can just connect it and you can bring on the network. Otherwise, if your monitor is not NDI enabled, and if you have your existing monitor, you won't be able to see it. You will be able to see it only on the laptop or the computers, which is NDI enabled basically. Okay, so in order to watch it on a TV or put it on a big screen, you can use this one. And another advantage, like if you're creating content for, you know, multiple, you have seen in the malls, you have big displays and there are so many displays around, and if you want to put content, it's very easy through or a NDI based setup to throw the content and change the content, and you can send it to multiple places as well. Okay, so any
It's kind of like HDMI extender.
sorry,
Like HDMI extender.
it is not an HDMI extender, because what is happening is like I can select whichever output, all the video output will be shown in the software of this, okay? And I can choose which output I want to throw on the screen. In other thing, what you need to have different, like, see, I just want to only put one output, but I have 7 things. What you need to, again, remove it, connect it, remove it, connect it, you have to do it like that, right? Here, just go to the setting, click on, that's it. Anything else?
Can I connect my mirrorless camera to the system?
I can, yes. It's possible, very much possible. If it has an HDMI or an SDI output, it's very, you can just connect it, buy this, put it. You can put it into your.
There is any software?
There are softwares because see, NDI, I just want to know from your understanding, how are you using, like if anybody using NDI here, workflow? Unreal Engine, okay. So you know 3D and all those things. You're very familiar with that, okay. And if you're using on a production, any idea, anybody, like how you will use NDI? NDI is a different production altogether. Have you heard about TriCaster? Anyone here? So when you're using an NDI, it is not your traditional switcher, nothing. You don't need any of those things. I just need one TriCaster. TriCaster is widely used for sports, like for NBA, for a lot of televisions. If you see most of the television studios, they have this Vizati and all those things like running around. So what it is one system. It's the Windows-based system which has got this software inbuilt. What it can do is that it can switch, it can stream, it can record ISOs, it can record your program output, it can stream multiple platforms, plus I can bring remote guest. Remote guest, like if I'm on a television studio, if you're doing an event, you want to bring a guest. Now what you do, you either connect Zoom, you do all those things, and then you get very crappy audio, video, which doesn't look, because here you get a proper, like it will look like a camera source and you get that high quality. So if you're using NDI, if you have budget, the first thing is to use it with TriCaster. You have different TriCasters, from TriCaster Mini, TriCaster X, TC1, Pro, there are like so many options in that. So that is the one thing, and one cable, one system, I can just carry for a big event, I can just carry it myself with one case, the entire system. The second option is that there is something called Wirecast. It's called Wirecast gear. It is like a little, I would say, the brother of a TriCaster, but it's like little limited, but more than enough for most of our needs. The other one has got this NDI with Microsoft, so that like remote guest is like much more, you get high quality thing with that. Plus with the TriCaster, all the graphics, like you know that in the normal setup, if you want to add graphics, how difficult it is for you. If you are using your traditional switcher, and if somebody is saying I want to put on the live during, like I want to put some Astons, I want to put some videos to that, and I want to have some graphics, live graphics show, that is really difficult for you. So with the TriCaster it is very easy. Even with Wirecast, I will show you, I have the Wirecast has got 2 versions. One is Wirecast gear, that is like an entire system. It comes in with 4 SDI or 4 NDI. I can put physical, other than NDI, I can put physical cameras also with that. Okay. And another version is the software version, which is a one-time buy. So that you can run it on any Mac systems, and it works really well with the Mac system. The only thing is that, as I said, make sure that you have enough RAM, because like the silicon doesn't care about the graphic card because it's all integrated. So what you need is that you need minimum 24 GB RAM. And I'm running, I have a 13-inch laptop. I can easily run a 4K workflow in this laptop with 2 cameras. Okay, so I will show you that. So that is the difference between I mean the main difference between that and NDI and an SDI, because when you're using an NDI workflow, you don't need to have your traditional switcher, you don't need to have your traditional converters, you don't need to have your all those cables, nothing. It is more on one cable, audio video, and my system will be just connected with that. Okay, so let me just I can 1 second. So we just, you see if I'm using with a TriCaster, sorry, see if I'm using with a TriCaster, this is how it will be. See, I have all my Canon PTZ cameras. I have a 605 also. 605 with the converter, I have converted into an NDI source, so I can use all the features and I get the video with that. It all goes to an Netgear AV line switch. I can connect any other laptop. This laptop is like if you want to throw, if your laptop is also on the same network with NDI 5 installed, I can throw a presentation. It will show another source there. So it's very easy for a person to do a presentation. You don't need to have that HDMI cable coming and then in between it goes nothing. Okay, so here why it was going like I have put the traditional thing to put it over here like to show, I want to show you all the outputs. So this is one workflow. And another workflow is this one which I'm telling you, this is a Wirecast gear. It is again a Windows based high-end PC with the setup, and the only difference is that if you are a Windows fan, vMix will also work, but the thing is that vMix is only full HD. It doesn't have a 4K as of now. So Wirecast is widely used for sports, broadcast, television studios. It's a proven software with, like, because I have used from my experience, I didn't encounter any problem with that. It's very stable. Even in OBS it will work. Why I'm not talking about OBS? Because OBS is not that a stable thing. I cannot recommend that for a high-end paid job. If you are a freelancer, independent thing, you can use it with a free OBS also. OBS also support NDI. You just need to install that plugin. You get that free plugin on the website. You can install it and you can use that. Okay? Sorry? vMix, as of now, because I'm not having used recently because I'm mostly work on that, because as far as I know, it's not there for okay, maybe I'm not sure about that. So because a couple of months back, it was not. So this supports full 4K 60 frames, so you don't have any problem with that. This is the poor man's version of it, NDI. Get your Mac laptop or a Mac Mini or a Mac Pro. Mac Pro is like not a poor man's one, but this is like more of that. So you can just buy this software. It's a one-time buy. It is around $699. So you get the advantage of this is that I can switch, I can record, I can do a replay, I can throw graphics, I can record my ISOs, I can control my camera also inside this. Internally, all with one software, with 2 monitors connected in the network, I can do everything with this. Okay? Where this comes is that the importance of this is that, see, if you want to do that precise camera movement, like sometimes if you just want to know, you need to have a physical thing, like with the mouse, with the software, you cannot get that precise movement with that. So that is where this is the importance of a controller. So this is the main basic setup, but with this setup, I can take an SDI output and I can do the same. If you have your existing SDI based setup, I can do that as well. So if you think that, okay, NDI based is not that good, like I want that 4K, I want to archive, future proof it and all those things, you can do that as well with that existing. You can use your existing switcher, recorder, and you can do the traditional to that. And you may like the audio thing, like in this, you can use that Dante audio, or you can take it from any mixer and you can connect to your laptop, and with the USB interface, you can take it. So for professional, I've tried with the Zoom L8, L12, I don't know the exact model, those like there is an 8 input, there is like a 12 input models with the Zoom. It works perfect, because if you are using this system, why I say particularly about that model is that, have you heard about this mix minus for audio? Anybody? Anybody familiar with audio? So if I'm bringing remote guests, like if I'm doing a live event, or if you're doing some Zoom meetings, you might have heard about this howling sound coming in. People are talking it. That is because like you need to set that mix minus properly. So these mixers has got that. So it works perfectly. So you don't need to be an audio engineer to work with. So it's very easy for you to set it up. You can route your audio properly. You get that clear audio out of it. The newer roadcasters and the Zoom L8, L12 is there. Like L8 is smaller one, and it's very affordable also, mixer. Why you need a mixer is that, when in see, you might have familiar with the 3.5 mm. When you are using for higher end, like if you need more quality, you need to have that proper audio, which we say as preamp, because most of this camera with 3.5 mm doesn't have good preamps. It is good for, I mean, independent, like for a YouTube production or a small kind of production. But if you want to put it on a higher end thing, you need to have that good audio setup. Okay. So why I say that audio is as important as video, because if you don't have good audio and a good image, like it is worthless. Okay. But even your image is not that great, but you have really good audio, then it still works.
So let's start hands-on.
Hands-on thing before, yeah.
Something left.
I want to just show them one more thing. I just want to put.
Because we need to keep them focused. Keep some sleep.
Are you feeling sleepy? But I don't think, like, I think is it a boring session or like?
No, it's a good one. Keep them with that.
See, I just want to show you this one, because this is just to give you an idea, because like this camera is really good for corporate education, house of worship, even couple of corporate offices, hospitals. This is really good one, and this works with all the ranges. Plus, like, I'm just positioning it so that, like, some people will have only a requirement for a house of worship, or it's for school or college. This is like a really good one. This is like mostly I think like in India for reality shows, like it is famous for the television studios. They are now I mean almost 100% dependent on a PTZ camera, because cost cutting. Cameraman is losing job now, like they don't have jobs like this. So one cameraman, one switcher, my entire shows. Like earlier, for every camera I have one cameraman. So like cameraman is losing job, like in the television sector. This is like a high-end camera where you can use it for broadcast. This also you can use it broadcast. It's not like it cannot be used. I'm talking about more features, more advanced features, so that you can mix with the existing cameras also if you have.
Budget as well,
yeah. So it depends upon. So that's how the hierarchy of this models basically. Okay. So we will take a 10-minute break, have your coffee, and then we will get into the hands-on thing. And meanwhile, if you have any questions or anything, please feel to ask, like anything related to Canon PTZ and its workflow, or if you are having some problems, existing problems, if you're having some models with you and you are facing some problems, please let us know, that I will be able to help you.
Quick break, and then hands-on. General camera.
Just a question. Does this record internally?
Internally, no. None of the PTZ camera has an internal recording. Only the newer.
Some low budgets.
Huh?
Some low budgets.
No, it has got a feature. It is not enabled yet. It has got two slot, SD card slot is there, but it is not enabled yet because, like, see, the main thing is that it is evolving. So if you buy this camera, also you're going to get more features on that. So,
SDI.
huh?
Only this one is SDI.
See this, you know what is this monitor? This monitor is recorder. See why I say this? When you have multiple PTZ cameras, this will have your waveform, you have your false color, because you need to measure your exposure. So most of the people, they'll put it to any monitor, they will look into it. You won't get the right color. And you think that it is a problem with the. So it is so this is a professional display. It can record, it can switch, it can do everything in that.
No, this is the bird dog. Okay, you're showing. I didn't know it. This is bird dog.
No, this is like a fairly new product, so
Encoding,
I work.
decoding.
Yeah.
Now we have NVIDIA recorder is available
Huh.
from Canon. Is it supported, right?
It's supported everything. See, I will take. Okay. Thank you. So it is supported from.
Now it's set it by 4K, right? It's set it for 4K.
I put it in HD because I have taken a SDR.
Simultaneously, I can take two outputs.
In HD, no. In HD, you can take two outputs. 4K, only one.
If I set profile as a low, because I have a external color corrector.
Okay. Thank you.
So I can
No, it's fine.
I can take one output log file.
No, I didn't get you.
No, I have an external color corrector, so I don't need full sample log file basically.
No, there is a C-Log 3 in this. You can record see, if you put in C-Log 3, the output will be C-Log. So you need to
One of the outputs.
you cannot take one output as a log and you cannot put one as, you cannot do that. That you need to, for monitoring, you have to put the LUT and you have to monitor it and you have to record the log. No,
this is Type C.
This is Type C for charging. It
For
need a power.
charging, yeah.
So it's PoE plus.
Okay. This is PO. So നമ്മൾ ശരിക്കും ലോക്സ് നമ്മൾ എക്സ്റ്റേണൽ കളർ OP1 എക്സ്റ്റേണൽ കളർ നോർമലി നമ്മൾ എടുക്കുന്ന ക്യാമറ ചില ക്യാമറ നമ്മൾ ലോക്സ് ആയിട്ട് എടുക്കും.
You can take a log output, you can monitor it. I can put the LUT and monitor it. And you can file. C-Log 3.
This is work.
One more thing. What is this? Okay.
Lens data can support AR or VR.
Lens, see, that is the free D. If you're using like zero density Unreal Engine, it supports, right? You can just take it.
Okay, you did not check with the Wizard.
It's work. It will see if it works with Unreal Engine and
Yeah, same, yeah.
see, Wizard is from NDI,
Yeah.
New Tech. Okay, the parent company is New Tech. So if it's putting those outputs, it will work in that. You can put a free D. I haven't, but with zero density it is working. With like Unreal Engine it is working. And television studios is recording means like most of the news channels are Wizardy. They are using it, so you can easily work it. But see, nothing is cheap, yeah. Because see, my only thing, if you are making money, you spend and you make money. Don't go, you know.
Especially customer has a budget, so we can't say no. We have.
How
to
much? It's not a complaining thing. If you're making, see, this is like a one-time thing. So you have a quality product. Don't do this workaround thing, DIY thing. DIY thing will work, but like if it fails, it will be a big problem for you.
Especially here, actually, we have a limited budget. So, and even actually for users, they are used to with VASP, not Wizard.
So you can use zero density. It's much affordable one.
Because it's zero density from where?
From where in the sense?
CO, basically it's from Syria or somewhere, right?
This connection it's a worldwide company because they have the.
We are already tested with.
So what is the problem with that? Like in this?
I think so some issue because that's why we removed the spec for zero authenticity. It's not work actually. And then.
What do you think is that they are partnered with Lenovo, so there are more of Chinese. What happened?
No, I'm just going to check these.
Sorry, video, and if I'm using any Dante, like I just need to assign that which port, like I have 10 ports, 5 ports is for my NDI, 5 ports is for video, that I just need to select it in there is a user UI for this one, you just go there and you just put it, you are done. Forget it. Next time, remove it, plug it, remove it, plug it, like you won't have any problem with that, okay? Yeah, it's one time. So what you need to, that is the one thing which you need to install it. Then you can access all the settings from here. And the another thing is that there is another camera called, another app which you need to install. It is called the Canon remote application. This is what is that actually the software version of the controller. So I get all the controls over here. So when you go here, so if I go in the top menu, there is something called a camera management. So I just need to delete it because it is the old one. I need to assign it again. So if I delete it, then what you need to do is you need to add. So then there will be an option. So see, all cameras in my network will show here. And if I put my 700, I will put go. Then it will ask. See, I can put as like a camera 1, and all this camera has a user and password. Please write it down properly and give a proper name. Don't put ABCD 1 2 3 kind of a thing. So just like name is cam1 or like like that. So like I will, the one which I give for this is CRN 700 is my camera. My password. Sorry.
If I install the Canon remote application, do I have also need to install the search tools? It will not, the Canon remote application.
Search tool is like.
So here you did search on the camera. So
no, because I need to add, because I'm just adding that camera into this software. You already found it, but I need to add into this software, right? This is a separate application.
Yeah, but this software, this remote application, it cannot find the.
It can find, but that is easy, like because like there's a 2 free that you can just, that one will show once you plug in, like it will easily show over there. So you can do that. Technically, you can do that as well if it's there on the net. So
instead of installing 2 applications, I can only install.
Yeah, the main purpose of the search tool is that it is just to identify your IP. If the cameras are on the network, it will show all the cameras connected in the network. So that is the very reason I have connected. This is in another network, so it is also showing it because I have connected into one cable is going to their network. So whatever camera is there on my Canon cameras on the network, it will show. So that is the reason. So you can do it. Like if you know your IP, you don't have any issues with that, you can easily work with this as well. So I have added that camera here, and it will show the other 2 cameras again. So if I add the other camera again.
What is the name of this software?
This is remote application. It is there. It's a free. If you go to the PTZ page of the Canon, you can download it from there. There is a software session where you can download this one from there. So your camera name is all small, right? Admin. No, it's camera 2. Sorry. Cam 2, admin, and the password is B. See, now I have connected these 2 cameras there on my software. So if I close it, what will I have? I can just double click it. So in this software, I can see 4 cameras simultaneously. Where it helps is that you can easily match the camera, the color, the settings and everything. You can easily match it with one interface. So if you go here, you get the settings. If you click this camera 1, then see I'll get this focus, center. So if I go there and if I just click him, see it is easy, very easy, precisely with the mouse I can call. So like for the joystick, it won't be that precise to, if you are in a big event is happening, suddenly if I want to go and like click this person, it won't be that easy for me. It was precisely I want it with the joystick. Here I can just select that area, it will send into it. I think it is showing here, right?
Yes.
You can. So since I'm putting my software over here, you can just see that like it precisely it will go. It's like if I put here, it will immediately go there and it will center it. That person, okay? Yeah, that is the same thing. You see, like if I go here, you need to put this on. You have to select that camera over here. You deselect this one, and if I see,
Maximum of 4 for the software.
yeah, 4. Sorry, it's my mistake.
But if I have camera, I can interchange.
4 camera you can simultaneously work. That's it.
Table number.
Is this the Mac software or it also has to be?
Windows also. It is all the Canon is both Windows and Mac. So
Can you go back to the previous software that you were using? The previous one?
previous, that is like just to find the IP.
Not the search tool, the other one.
Which one?
There was another one before the remote. You had another.
Oh,
No, this is the same one, but it just made the setup for the camera. So just
that is what, yeah, that I was just putting adding the setup. So this is a very easy, like, you know, you can work with the software also, like, you know. So this is one option there. See, I can do all settings. If I go here, I get to the other page easily. So I get all my camera settings over here. Okay. So this is in the 700. So if you go in 700, if you want to use NDI, what you need to do is you go to the system, you go to IP, then again it will ask for the password. So if you go here, what you need to do is, not now, so you need to default, it will be disabled. So if you don't enable here, you won't see. You need to upgrade your firmware, enable it here, and then install NDI5, it will show easily. So if you don't do this, it won't show there, okay? And this is what the FreeD is. You know, have you seen the output tracking data? If you want to use it with any other third party like a Zero Density or an Unreal Engine, you need to enable this one. So if you enable, and then you need to put that IP of the system which is running a Unreal Engine or a Zero Density here, then it will talk seamlessly, no problem with that, okay? So that is the thing. And this camera also has a wireless LAN. You might have seen that Canon application for other cameras where you can access from an iPad, or if you enabled it. So if you search your thing, the Wi-Fi will show there. For there also you can control the camera, okay? So that is the one thing. And if you go to the system, then in the maintenance section, this is where you update the firmware. So you have to download it, and then you can upload it with this. So that is the thing. And so since I am using Netgear AVI setup, I have put it in auto DHCP so that I don't have any IP problem, so that it will be in that same it follows the same thing of my network switcher. So the other thing what I want to show you is the one which I was talking. So there is See, this is what I was talking about, the 2 output thing. If I have 2 SDI cables, one at the 12G and a 3G, so this will be one output, that will be one output. So I can use it as 2 cameras, okay?
This can be done on the remote control software also, the other software that you have. This is a browser, right?
It's all integrated. See, I have called this from that software only. This you can separately access also, you can call it from that software.
I cannot do it from the remote.
No, this one you cannot use it. See, remote is mainly to control your manual autofocus, white balance, call your presets, all those things. So this is for a separate reason. This is for a separate reason, okay? But this can do everything. Okay, then that is one. See, you see that crop 1, crop 2. So you can do that. And when it comes to the system, if I go to system, add-on, see, this is the auto tracking and auto loop I was talking it. So if I enable auto tracking, then put it on the startup thing, then again it will give me another window where I can control it. So can you please come here? Okay, you're just behind him. So I can assign this one to him. You move it. You sit down. I didn't put, I can precisely do that. But you see, you stand up. So if it's a teacher or if it's a presenter or it's an award show, like you have like a person walking to the red carpet and coming in, my camera will do automatically. You can just save it, okay? So this one, see, I am just showing.
How fast can it try play a running?
Play. See, this is not for a running kind of like, it is not for a racetrack, like, it's not for that. This is like getting, maybe like, in couple of generations later, it will get more advanced. Right now, it is for, mainly for, like if you are on a, see, suppose you are on a like house of worship, you might have seen the church. So the person is doing, like the position, like kind of a thing. So you don't want to have any disturbance, nothing. Put this camera on the top, put it in tracking this thing, camera will do the job for you. So one camera can do all the tracking, one camera can get you the other shots, okay? So now, till I stop, it will work. You don't have any problem with that. So, I can adjust, see, I have all the control settings, see, depending upon your, see, what you need to do is that you need to, it is location dependent, lighting the scenario, so according to your situation, you can set the speed, you can do all those things with that. So it is, you have all the tools there for that. And if I go back, like, I can.
But I have to put the focus auto here, because if you go far.
Yeah, it is auto, because like PTZ camera works best with autofocus. Because Canon work much better, because this camera has got a, like your mirrorless camera, it has got that autofocus inbuilt, plus you have this AI based thing. You don't look here, it is little, because like I'm putting it into another, from my laptop it is going there, like you see it on this.
I have one question. Because now the headroom is like really big, like huge. Can you control that headroom?
You can control that also, because like I can assign the shot, like here you have all the settings for that. See, you have lot of, I can pan and tilt and I can put capture. I can precisely set how your frame want, and I can also set where I want to track, where I don't want to track also. Area. So you have all these options, like you can just put I can view the capture area, then whether you want to view the multi-angle, you have all this. See, all these dots are, you see that yellow, green, blue, red, it's all you can set, like how much area, like you want to avoid it, where you want to include it, that all the things you can do with that. Plus if I put priority display on, it will track only in that display now. So if the like if the subject goes above, below, left or right, it won't track. It is inside, it will do that. So then I can assign all this.
Can I adjust the position of
this one also I can adjust.
center?
I can adjust. You see, I can adjust where I want. Now it will track only those two people inside that if I want. So it's very, I mean, it depends upon like what kind of production you are using, how you want to set your camera. Like it's very flexible in that manner. You can work on that, and it's always like on a like evolving thing mainly. Then if I put that, I can do all those things over here. I can start the tracking setup. See, this is the pan and tilt area also I can select with that. You see that on the left, like you can just work all with that. So it is a depend.
Have gesture recognition?
No. So this is what like I can, then if you put everything on, so I can select how to tilt, where all this parameters can be given, and it will do that. So that is one thing, and the other thing is like what I want to show you is that I can close this. I can leave this page, and what now I will do, my add-on, I will stop this one. So if I go to the loop function, again I can open it. You see that I can put the four movement, in the sense like if I put the P1, I can just play it, and I can, this one I just like did it before, so that like I can just put that movement, and if I put again, if I do this, it will go, and here is the 2-1. This is for looping it. So if I put on the loop thing, what will happen? You see that it will, and if I press the start thing, and it will go to that push position, and see I put the very slow, because I see this is like, don't look here, look here, because this is from my browser to HDMI, so it will have a very, so that's the very reason I because you always, it has to be from the proper monitor, because the refresh rates is different, so it won't be smooth. So don't judge with any camera on a television or on a display. So it for a professional display, you won't feel any jerk, nothing in that. Okay, so that will do. And if you take this one, what will happen is that it will give only one time, but I can call that whenever I want. So if suppose like on a dais, like there were like 5 people sitting on a like a discussion or something is happening for television or anything, you just want to have that same effect every now and then, the camera has to go zoom in, zoom out, or like from left to right or right to left, you can assign it, it will work. So like that I can create 4 presets to that, and it will do that auto loop and tracking simultaneously. So I just want to show you that application over there in that. And if you again, I come here in this software, you have this focus mark, you have to select this one. So I can then if I put it in the manual, that that there is a Canon has got that manual focus, that icon which comes over the cinema cameras, the same thing it will come. I put it in the manual one. So the camera 2 is on. I go to any questions or anything if you want to know. Sorry? Tally light camera 2, I will show you 1 second. So this is basic the camera setup thing, where you can access it, what tools you require it. Then when I am using an NDI workflow, what basically I use is, I will show you. I have a trial version, just show you. So I don't use any pirated version, by the way, and I don't recommend also. So see, this is the interface. See, what this does is that if I'm on an NDI based workflow, I just need a laptop, my camera, my network switcher. Okay. So if I go here, I can add my, this is the camera, what I've added. You see, it is already there. Okay. So I am adding my second camera, that is, I'll put, so I have added, you see the tally light? I have selected, can you see? Yeah. So if I select this one, can you see this one? Yes. Yeah. So this is mainly, see, this camera is designed to work on a network and for remote virtual kind of a thing. So these cameras are for more of our traditional thing, but we can mix and use it. So now I have added this one. Why I am using this one? Then another feature is that if I go here, see, I get, because I get the PTZ control for this. So if I choose my camera from whatever the camera in my network, I will get it. So I am connecting this camera now. You see, I am just connecting. You can see the monitor if it's connected. You see it is moving. So I can control my camera, I can set the preset here and I can call it. And if I set a preset, I can have a screenshot, because like in normal preset, you don't know what is your shot size. So in this software, I can have a, like there will be a thumbnail of your shot there, so that easily your preset, it will look like a multiple camera thing.
Where did you get this from? This is the software controller?
It is from the Wirecast one.
Ah, from the Wirecast.
Yeah. So this is from the Wirecast. So because Wirecast is an NDI based software, so another thing is that I can record all my ISOs. I can replay it. I can stream it simultaneously to multiple platforms. And most of you have a problem if you're using other solutions. How will you put a logo? You have to go to the I'm not talking anything like with any brand, you have to go to their software, then get the PNG to that and all those things, right? Here you just put your JPEG or your PNG into your laptop. So it is so easy, like, you know, I go here, if I want to add any overlays, it has got all the overlays over here. If you go here, you get all this thing. You don't need to even create it. So you just go, you type your name, everything. On a live production, one person can easily put, you know, the name, Aston.
Yeah, similar to vMix or to OBS.
See, vMix and OBS, like vMix is, as of now, like I have to cross check that. As of now, it is only for HD, and this is much stable than a vMix software. Very stable, and it is very much used for higher end production. Okay, so you get this one, plus another thing is that how will you, in normal thing, if you want to do a PIP, how will you do it? And this has got a remote. I can bring remote people also. If you buy the paid thing, it will create a link. I can send it to your WhatsApp to your mobile. You just join it. I'll get the feed in my thing, because I cannot show because it's a trial version right now. So that is the reason because I have used it for my production once. So
If we buy the hardware, Wirecast hardware, so
it comes with, and so you just need to connect to your monitor. The PC, everything is inbuilt for that inside.
but how do we control all this?
It's all there inside that. It comes with that. The software comes free with that. Plus, it has got 4 SDI inputs, 4K inputs. You can use traditional camera. You can mix it with NDI. So I can use these cameras on my NDI network, and the traditional camera you can just. It has got a capture card. Yeah, it has got an AJA capture card. Like the Decklink, you have it. Like it has got more robust capture card in that. So this is one thing, and so if you go here again, you have like a lot of this templates. See, if I go here, I can create PIP easily. See, in most of the switcher, what you get on the corner, like a small window and then one big. Here, the advantage is that if you're doing a promotion for a social media, you want to put a lot of, the background you need to add, because you need to put something graphics on the background, you need to do branding, then this comes very handy. And there are softwares which supports HTML thing also, which also I can bring into this one. Then, so I can create multiple option. So it can take, it depends upon the power of your computer. How much ever input you want to bring in, you can bring in and you can work on the software. It depends upon your RAM and the video capacity of the computer. So this is the one, like, just to show you, if I add this one, so what I will do is, if I go here, sorry, if I go into my layer, if I go to A, if I say I want to assign network 700 to that, 700 will be inside that. So similarly, I can put other camera into that, and then it need not be a camera, it cannot be a preset also, which I have made a close-up of that, and I can call that, I can work. So this is not a demo for the software, so I'm not getting detail, I just want to tell you. Setup, so that with minimal investment you can get a premium output with that. Okay, so this is the one which I want to show you. Likewise, like, I can put all the outputs, audio controls, all the settings are there with this. And if you have multiple monitors, it is very easy. I can put that program window, like if I connect multiple monitors, and I can throw that one my program and preview monitor, and then I can work on that. Anything, any question, anything?
Regarding the tally, do you know much more about the tally? If I want to connect the camera to work with the Blackmagic, this interface, is it possible, or you don't have?
See, when you want to work with the Blackmagic, that is a different workflow altogether. You have to do it with the SDI and HDMI out. You need to connect, there is a serial port also, there is a LAN and a serial in this camera.
No, I'm asking about the LAN, because Blackmagic, they have the GPI tally controller.
No, that is
but it works with only, I think.
So that is different, because if you're using the PTZ camera, I would recommend you to use the right setup. So if you want all those features, because see, the amount of money you spent for buying different peripherals and then you configuring it, because it will be always a little complicated workflow. You saw that because my tally was not working when I'm switching it. My tally was working when I'm on my network.
It works with the NDI.
Yeah, so it works properly, and NDI HX is, see how you can do that. If you, as you said, if you want to with the Blackmagic, what you can use it, you can use this to control it. Record, you connect to your Blackmagic with SDI. With all the tally functions, everything will be working perfectly. You are recording into your Blackmagic. Only thing is that any which way you cannot avoid your SDI cable if you are using your Blackmagic workflow. So to get all the features, you connect with the NDI, you control your camera with that, but don't record NDI, instead of you can record it onto your the traditional recording system. So again, this one, this is little, the KiloView softwares work best with, as of now, only with the Windows, or else you have to have their own. But I just want to show you, sorry. So, and again, it is very easy when I'm using You see, if I show, see, I can see all my windows. You see? Okay, sorry. With the KiloView, with the NDI software, I can get all my views, and there is an NDI recorder also, software based in KiloView, which you can buy it. So you can record all those things and you can do all those things with that. So if you want to free something, the free software is this one. So when you install NDI 5 tool, what you get is, you get something called, have you seen this NDI monitor? So if I take an NDI monitor, I'll just minimize this one, sorry, too many windows. See, I can make it full screen also. If I go to NDI, you see all my NDI sources will be shown. So I can change to that camera.
We can use this as a preview.
You do the full quality. You see, is there any difference in the quality? Sorry?
It's a free software.
It is a free. When you install NDI 5, you get this one. So this is for monitoring. If you don't have any other tool, if you don't want to, you can just monitor all your NDI sources with this NDI monitor. It's called NDI monitor. So another workflow what I usually use is, see, there is something called, if I go to Wirecast again, so I'll just delete this one. This is just to show, delete short. See, this is my output now. If I'm going, this is my output now. You see the watermark over there? So if I go to the output, here I can start my NDI output. So Wirecast what is doing is, it is giving a switched NDI output into my network. Okay? There is a switched output. So that my switched output for whatever the logo, graphics, whatever I am switching is being given to my output now. So now it is there on the output, and I have put it on the output, and then you have something from, again this is a free tool from NDI. Can you see there is some virtual output over there? Can you see this on the top right, NDI virtual input? So if I go here, I will see all the output over here. You see, this is like Wirecast. This is the output what I am going from output. So how you can intelligently use this is that you go to your Zoom or Teams. You go to your Zoom or Teams, and sorry, too much load for my computer, and this HDMI is giving little. So how you need to do is, you go to Zoom, you go to the preferences, and in the video, you see, I can select as an NDI video, and I can choose whatever output I am switching out. So how you can do that? You can have a high-end production which you can send it to Zoom simultaneously. Simultaneously you can record it. Simultaneously you can do a YouTube or a LinkedIn or anything. Everything from the software. You won't get this flexibility with any workflow at this cost. You see how it is working now. So again, so this is like a all, I can use this with any, with Teams. Teams it works really the best. So this one you can use, and what you can do is that when you're doing it, I can bring from the Zoom or Teams as a separate, like, so usually you get all the tile window with all the people, right? I can make it like a single input also, like a single camera kind of a thing also. So I can do this. I can output from Wirecast also. I can take a Zoom as an input into Wirecast as well. Okay, so it works both ways.
Yeah, but at the end, please go back to the remote control tools. Just show me where's the firmware update section.
Firmware update session. You need to, if you go to
from the remote application, right?
Yeah, remote application. See, if you want to update the camera, select the camera.
I have to select the camera first.
Now you go to the web UI of the camera. You go to the web. If you get the settings, you will get this window from that application. Or just type your IP of the camera. Either you type the IP of the camera or you just go from the application.
So this is the web interface, not the application.
It's all you can access it any which way. Either you just type your IP, it comes in, or if you are on the software, see if I close all these things.
What you're saying, the browser and the software is synced.
The software will take into the browser window, or else directly you can go to the browser window. So it depends upon how you are working. See, I have closed all those things. So either you go here, connect this one, it will bring, or else just go to your Chrome, or you go to the camera search tool and then you just type it, it gets you there. Okay. So once you go there, go to your settings, system, again system, maintenance, update firmware. Okay. But I recommend be very careful, go through the process properly and then update if you're using it yourself. Okay. But don't blame me because I showed you.
Yeah, but they should be all the things connected to the switch, the same firmware or no?
Different camera. This camera has got a different firmware. That has got a different firmware. The other camera, you have to go to the camera. See, you have to select which camera and then download that firmware and then you need to upload it. Similarly for the controller also.
I mean, if I have, let's see, three cameras.
Same firmware.
I updated only one. The controller still see both the three cameras?
No, you have to update all the three cameras. The firmware is same for all C700.
Yeah.
CRN 700. You need to update all the cameras.
Yeah, but if I updated only one.
Then it won't work because it is a different firmware. It is running on a different software and that is different.
The controller will not control.
Controller also need to be updated. The controller is also not updated. So you need to update it. So first, when you are updating it, update it all together. Don't update one camera and then leave it, then everything will go. If you are not updating, don't update anything. If you are updating, you update all your systems. Okay?
How would you get two cameras in one hand, like one remote?
How I get the camera in one remote? See here, you go to your settings, select your network, then register your camera. You go to the manual and put that IP over here.
Yes, but do you put two different passwords and user IDs?
Every camera has got its own username and password.
Every time you change it.
Yeah, every time you have to. See, once you register it, it's not like unless and until you change the password and thing. But before adding it, you have to put your password and.
So now, let's say I have two cameras and two remotes.
Why you need two remote? Wow.
Just because it's two different locations.
It's two different.
And then we brought into one location so that it's a one event. And then can we control both the remotes with?
See, it has to be. You need to. It is not that you have to check your IP, what network you are, and you have to both the networks need to talk together. It has to be on the SAT, same thing, because it is not just plug and play. So you need to. It is the job of the IT guy to integrate it properly. It can work with one, but it has to be on the proper network. Randomly it won't work.
More or less like a standalone. We have one switcher and we are right here within the room. We are doing it all.
See one switcher you can do here, and you can send that video switch output as an SRT output to another location.
We are not doing that. We are like, we have internally, we have a display as well as we have one switch where we, like you said, we have two remotes. If we put two on each camera on their own remote or on one.
Two cameras. If you are in the same location, why you want to use two controllers?
Just because it's a live event, so
Live event.
more control over the moments. We don't have the delays. Let's say we have like two cameramen sitting and doing the work.
It will not organize. So then the purpose of this is not there. Everything you can just See, the thing is that if you select camera 1 and select it, it will take that camera.
The thing is, our live event is happening too fast, so one.
What is? I don't know. Get me.
Next question is.
What is event? Like, get me before I.
It's like I said, house of worship, but on a larger scale, it's happening.
Yeah, see, if it's on a larger scale, if you're using only one control, you need to have that precise planning about all the presets, all the movements and everything. You need to plan it. If you don't plan it, then as you say, but again, the two controllers like in 2 rooms, then you can bring one output together, but it will be like 2 people controlling 2 cameras, and output can be, you can bring it one place.
Yeah, settings of the camera. Like I have one remote, 2 different cameras. So let's say I bought this first and I have set all the settings. Like whatever gain, shutter speed.
You want to replicate that on the other. That is where the other application which I showed you. That is the 4 cameras are together. You have one camera, you can see all your settings, you can just put it all the settings on that.
It's nothing like copy paste.
As of, see, copy paste, but as of now it is not there, you cannot put it, you just need to add those things together.
And since this software,
This one, see, this is the reason you want, see, you can see the color, everything. You see all the settings there?
yeah.
So, see, that is the purpose of the software. So you go, you click here, you get the control for that, you change everything here. That is one way of doing it, okay? The other way of doing it is, you go here, so you go to the details, you select the camera, this one, the details, you get all those thing over here. The basic will have all this. The detail will like, go to the white balance, all those things you can, because in the auto, that is the reason it's grayed out. But yeah, see, you don't need to, you just select this one, correct it, it's easy for you.
There is something called save a batch file, right? On this. When you open this, you can save the settings.
See, that is the save the settings is like this control, you can control it for this camera also. So this camera, you can actually save the settings and then you can put it on an SD card and put it on the other camera. This camera. So that is more to save this one, and that is another, if your 2 users are there, you have a, see, I have 2 different type of events. So go to user 1, you put all the settings for in that user 1, because my camera presets and everything will be different for you. So user 2, you can have a different.
Can you show that user 1?
It's here, like you go, yeah, user 1, user 2 is yeah, function here, all those functions are here, like user 1, user 2. See, if F3 will, like you just select it, you can just select it, it's very simple. Yeah. See, I always say, anybody working with a PTZ camera, it is not running into 5 minutes before the event, going there, it is not doing, because this is more of a 1%, 2% thing. You need to, foresee what you want to do it, pre-visualize it, have it, all the shots in your mind, put properly, list down your PTZ shots. So you need to be disciplined and you need to have a workflow for that. It is not like you go all like, the talkback, you will be calling all the nonsense to the cameraman, pan this, right, this is, you cannot do this with this.
Okay, now for example, you have 2 remotes.
2 remote is for, because it's on the 2 network. So I just want to show that.
Okay, now you have this 2 in this one. Can you have that same thing on that also?
Which one?
Same 2 cameras on that.
I can use that. See, because it is on a different network. I need to put it on the same network.
It is on the same network.
It will work. I can put up to 100 cameras into that. See, the thing. 2 remotes also will work. What is a remote as what I'm assigning the remote? No, I'm telling the remote to work, so it will work. See, the reason is that I don't want to change their network, because their network has so many devices. And if I put this one and if I reset it and configure it, then again it will take so much time. So that is the reason. I can, but you see that here from my, I can show you, since it's in a network, I have connected that network into my network. So now you see how I am calling that camera. So if I go here, yeah, this, I have even controlled camera in Nagpur in India, and I am sitting in JLT and I control the camera. Sitting. It is possible to do. It is not a,
But with
but,
slight delay.
huh?
Slight delay.
See that slide delay is like, because no, it is in India, like it won't be that, you cannot, because even a YouTube video, like if you upload it, it doesn't play that. Like you need to understand, but what you need to look at, there is a sync out. The delay is the sync out. That is like, it is going to a server, it's coming here, it will, because we are not that advanced, and even we can all the, you need to understand, when you're talking technology, you need to understand the technology also, and then apply it.
But then on the other hand, that AB is coming together, right? As one.
So, sorry, now you see, I'm calling that camera over there. See, you can see this. I'm controlling that camera from here. I'm doing the wide. You see? Why? Just to show you the remote thing. But why it is not working in this thing is because like SDI it won't work. I can take this camera into my Wirecast and I can do see, if I add my third camera into my network, C300, see, I can add that camera, will come over there. I can do anything if I know the network, what I am connecting, if I have the right tool. I have taken, see, one wire you are coming in, whatever they have connected, any camera in this building, I can access, if it's in the network, I can.
Same reason that you're able to.
This is, I am reason because why so easy I can take it, because I am using an AV line. I won't get any delay, I don't have any problem, no sync out, nothing. So you see that it's a
but it's not
the AV line is different, the other one is only you have to check AV line switches. And if your camera is PoE plus, take PoE plus. If you're planning to upgrade to CRN700, go for PoE plus plus. And foresee how many devices you want to connect. I can connect a laptop and I can add another source as he has a video pre-recorded. I can do that. I can put a presentation. I can do anything with that. So now you understood the remote, how it works. So if you are on the network in some other church or in some other room, put it in the network, bring it into your system. But it won't work in this system because like this has got a different, because the IP set is different in this. This is not an NDI. If I'm using, there are certain switches which are NDI switches. I mean the camera controls for like telecam, bird dog, it will work because that is also an NDI and it works on a PoE one. Okay, so this thing is because it has work with our other setup. Any other question? What happened? Anything? Shall we wind up? So you can play around if you want to do it. Check.
One last question. Now you don't have a preview of this camera, correct?
Which one? I'll have the preview of this camera.
No, but like you don't have like a personal preview. Like this one has its own screen. That has its own screen.
Yeah, that is what. No, you have to compare apple with apple, don't with orange.
No, because you have this software here. One is called NDI remote control.
That I can
use that as a preview.
I can use it because
if I have multiple laptops in the same network, I can use
everything. See, whatever, if you go to NDI monitor, whatever NDI sources in the network can be viewed over there.
Is that also on iPads? The NDI.
iPad, there are certain paid versions coming in, but it is not. This is free for Mac, and there is NDI camera also. You can make your iPhone camera and anything. You can buy paid app. If you are on the network, I can use my phone also on an NDI source. Or you can do anything with that. So see here, I will get, if I want, as I showed you, I can control this camera also from here because it's an NDI enabled one. Yeah, sorry, I was taking, which is this. All my NDI sources in the network will be. See, this is a CRN300. And again, one more advantage. See how much options I have. If I go here, we go to, you go to here. If I go to the PTZ control, here also I can control that camera. See? I can put preset, I can call preset, I can do my white balance, I had 1,000 ways of working in that. Only thing is that you need to think, you should be very clear about what you want as an output. Sorry?
In our environment, it's like instant, it's not like
Yeah, what is instant? Your church is happening the same thing, right? Because I have given solutions to so many churches.
So what's happening is, because this will be a one-time thing where we are doing an outdoor bigger event. It's like then and there we install it.
Yeah, that is why you need to go, see, your system, if you are on an AV, like your eyepiece doesn't, nothing change. You just need to position your camera in the right. And most of the people I see is that what they do is that they put the camera, if it's like in 1,000 people, you put behind.
Back and then they
That is not the way, because like you won't get that. What you need to do, you need to make a truss or make a two-pole thing. Put the camera there. Put the proper lights on the stage or where the position is happening. So that is how you make it rich, because like the camera is only a tool. So I always tell wherever I give in the universities or like, it's like a pen. If your handwriting is good, I can read, whether I write with a pencil or with a Mount Blanc. If your handwriting is not good, whatever pen you use or a pencil you use, it doesn't work. So first you need to know how to write legibly. Second, you need to know how to write without spelling mistake. Third, you need to know how to make sentence formation without grammatical mistake. Okay, so that's how you need to. And the tools depend upon what kind of production you want to do it. So there is no thing like camera or anything which can do everything. It depends upon what you want the most and what are the most feature you use it. It is not the spec sheet. On practical view, some camera can shoot ISO 50,000. Do you ever shoot any practical video over 6,000 ISO?
No.
Not even 6,000. Then what is the, so it's a marketing gimmick basically. Okay, and I will show you this one how, if you are interested. So if I go to my other, okay, I need to have an HDMI cable. Where will I put? ഈ HDMI cable എനിക്ക് ഇതിൽ കാണാം. നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ കണക്ട് ചെയ്തില്ല ബേർഡ് ഡോഗ്. Where is that HDMI cable? No, just remove this. From this, I just want to show them that how I am throwing that output to that, not from the switcher. This is the program mode, right? No, one second. I will take this one from, no, then it won't work. Will it work? No. And
you can remove this, no? This is just your preview.
No, this is my multi-view. So I can put this one and I can take, this is which output you are giving it, this one. So if I put this one into this setting, so and what is that output? Just throw this output. You see, I get this, the bird dog thing over here. So in the output now, what I need to do is my no, this is the one. Okay, so this is going to my fourth input,
And from there and out.
so it should, if I guess, it should be something like 16. Leave the page. Yes. So this is the bird dog thing I am getting here. So now what I will do is I will go to the AV setup. Oh, no, it is. Why it is showing my multi-view over here? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. No, I think the program. No.
We switch this out from there, no?
Yeah. So I need to.
Here. This out has to go.
No, put your program out. No. Select your program out. 3. Yeah. So if I go here, if I go to my AV setup, it will ask for the password. Go to the login. See, what happened is that when your laptop is on, when your laptop doesn't have a proper capture card, and if you're using it with the net, there will be a slight issue with that one, because it is getting that resolution into this.
Okay.
So
do you recommend Mac or PC? Laptop?
I always recommend Mac for any professional video production.
iPad Pro will work. Because what we are iPad Pro will work.
No, yeah, please don't. See, don't insult the
industry.
So you go to refresh and see all the outputs. So all the video outputs in the network I will get here. So suppose I want.
This is good for the big LEDs or any displays.
Yeah. So now I select I want my CRN 700 output here. So I applied it. So now it is showing my laptop output. It is not showing my NDI output.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah. So see, I can choose whatever output and I can convert it and I can get it. Okay. Anything else? Shall we wind up? You want to check anything?
No.
Hope some information is given. Okay. So any doubt or anything, you can contact. You can. I forgot to put the details. So if somebody want, I think everybody left. And the card, ഞാനൊരു വളരെ എന്താ പറയുക
We'll take a pic and we'll communicate.
No. I am in Dubai land.
Info.page. Like this, we want to try it. Do you have the Wi-Fi?
So this is my contact basically. If anybody, so this is my contact details. I am there.